Hello everyone, it is I, Veritas, and today I'm going to be talking about Crying Blossom, an art commentator with 28k subs. More specifically, I'm going to be going over their video about the Boyfriends webtoon, a video with two major flaws that I just can't ignore. So, let's get into it.
If you asked me to describe Boyfriends into 3 words, I'd say sex. Which, that was only 1 word because half of the time, that's all the characters are doing. Oh, and obviously don't forget about the fucking crime jokes too, because, you know, spiking people is quirky. The reason why this is the most noted massive problem throughout the comic is because throughout history, gay men have been stereotyped to be sex-hungry people, which has caused homophobes to blame gay individuals on massive other issues like STDs, or even frame them as large drug users. It's not comforting knowing a whole comic is filled with these massive stereotypes that many still milk to use as a weapon against the LGBTQ+ community, and it's even more upsetting when all we're learning about is these characters being gay and nothing more.
So, I'm really not a big fan of the way Crying Blossom phrased this. I think I kinda understand what they were trying to say, but it just sounds too stupid to understand. Basically, Blossom is saying that in Boyfriends, the characters are depicted as being sex-hungry hedonists who bang each other all the time, and that's bad because homosexuals, especially homosexual men, have historically been stereotyped as sex-hungry hedonists who bang each other all the time. And yeah, what they said sounds, on a surface level, quite reasonable until you think harder about what they said and, well, it just becomes kind of very yikesy. What Crying Blossom is pretty much saying is that homosexual sodomy in and of itself is the reason why gay men are treated to bigotry and hatred by homophobes, as opposed to, you know, the homophobes themselves being bigoted and hateful? Yeah, really, Crying Blossom is literally saying that gay men being stereotyped as lascivious libertines is a result of homosexual sex rather than the homophobes themselves. Moreover, what would happen if we were to take this idea to its logical conclusion? Well, I'll tell you, the logical conclusion we would take is that because homosexual sodomy makes the general population's image of homosexual people negative, we must therefore deter, shun, or even criminalize gay men who have sex with each other in order to prevent people from viewing them in such a negative way. Yeah, not gonna lie, Crying Blossom, if you're gonna claim that you're defending LGBT people, but you end up sounding like Justice Scalia's dissenting opinion in Lawrence vs. Texas, then I'm not gonna take you seriously. And believe it or not, this is only half of what's wrong with what they said. In the next segment, Blossom contrasts Boyfriends with 2 other pieces of media that have better queer representation, and, well, you'll see the second problem.
With the Owl House, it's not shoved in your face that LGBTQ+ media is in the show. When we get those moments, we are seeing a developing storyline that doesn't scream, they are just here in the show because they're gay and we gotta add that representation. We actually see character development. Like with Luz and Amity, it's not shoved in our faces that they're 2 same-sex individuals in love, but it's of 2 teenagers growing a bond that gets closer and closer while dealing with their own issues that sometimes affects the relationship. It's like how real relationships have issues occur, especially in young ones too, and though yes, at times the issues get sorted rather quickly, it's not at all a walk in the park, and we can see development happen. Plus, the Owl House isn't a dead set focus on representation. It actually has a storyline too, and it has more representation than just LGBTQ+ community media, so it's not shoving it in your face.
Not shoving it in your face? Forcing representation? Why do I have a feeling that I have heard these exact same talking points somewhere a couple of years ago back in 2016? I wonder what certain type of YouTubers during that era were making such claims. In all seriousness, Crying Blossom, if you're trying to make an argument in favor of good LGBT representation, maybe don't get your rhetoric from a coring video. Understand me, sweetheart? Anyway, that's all for today, and good night.